Hi, welcome to my channel, Stitch in Style by me, Nadia, and it's another Friday Sews. In this episode I want to share my most recent project, which is the Sawtell dress by In the Folds. Now this came as one of the issues on the subscription service that they offer. So I saw it in February. I didn't sign up until the following month, March, but then in March they allowed you to go back and buy February's issue and get the dress, because in the March issue was the sleeve expansion pack for the dress, and they also released a top version, and it's not exactly the dress just in a top. There are kind of differences to them, I think. I've not made the top yet, but I have now made the dress and I'm really happy with it, and I'm so excited to show it to you. But first let me just share a little bit about Curated by In the Folds, which is their monthly subscription service. Now, and the reason why I wanted to sign up initially was because of the dress, but I actually like the whole concept of it. It's to help you build on your skills and give you information about fitting, about how you can hack patterns to suit. There is also a community page which is on the Mighty Networks, and you can post on there and see what other people are doing, and there's often lots of resources and help. So rather than filling your wardrobe with lots of clothes, it's about slowing down, getting the fit right, getting the techniques right, and that really does appeal to me. And I'm really grateful actually, because Emily's patterns I think are really well drafted, and a lot of them were in collaboration with Peppermint magazine, and so they're available free of charge, and I think it's really nice to support smaller designers. Not every issue really appeals to me, but I've decided to keep my monthly subscription. This month is the Barclay skirt, and there's lots of fitting advice on that. You get the pattern and you also get all the support and resources in how to actually make the skirt to fit you really well. Now that isn't a design that I want to work on at the moment. It's not really the type of skirt I would generally wear, and it's 15 Australian dollars per month, which I think works out around £7 or £8 a month, and they normally tell you what it's going to be like a week before, so if you didn't really want that project, you can just skip that month or cancel your subscription. So it's really flexible, and I think to get a pattern for that amount of money is really good value, as well as all of the resources and support that goes along with it. Now, as I say, you don't always get a pattern. One month we had advice on mending, which was really useful. I've just saved all the information on my phone to use in future. I don't actually have anything that needs mending at the moment. But yeah, I'm really happy with the subscription service, and I'm excited to share my Sawtell dress with you. Now, the first thing I did was to make a twirl of it. I wanted to check the fit, check the length and everything, and also to practice the techniques, because the techniques on it I think are quite tricky. So being black, this dress is going to be really difficult to see, so I'm just going to pop it on, and hopefully then you can just get an idea of the shape, and I'll bring some of the details a little bit closer to camera if I can to show you. So I've just popped it on for you to kind of see the shape. As you can see, it's like got these kind of little capped sleeves. It's got a little inset placket on the front, then a pleat at the front, and it's got a pleat at the back as well to give kind of a larger shape around the waist and over the hips, and it comes down to about the knee. So I made the size E, and I did a small bust adjustment on it, and I also lengthened it at the waist by 4 centimetres. So in terms of sizing, the Sawtell dress goes from a size A to a size J, and that's a bust 29 7/8, waist 24 and hips 33 inches, up to bust 51 5/8, waist 45 5/8 and hips 54 3/4. So I made this one first as a practice, and I'm really glad that I practiced actually. I did a small bust adjustment before I made this up, and I'm happy that I did. It fits perfectly, I think, around the bust, and I checked the dart was pointing in the right place, so that's where my dart is there. I'm happy that that points to the apex of my bust. Yeah, so the dress itself is actually a really nice fit. I'm really happy with it. I just made it in this black cotton fabric, which doesn't come up well on camera, but I'm actually, now I've put it on, I'm really enjoying wearing it. The only issue is that I did have a little bit of a disaster with the front placket, and it's not sitting well at all. I'll give you a close-up of it. Oh, that's better. I've just turned the light on. So I had a bit of a disaster with this here. So you do like an inset placket here, and then this is a pleat folded down that opens up, and you can see that it's not that neat at the sides, and I've got a little tuck here and here, and no matter how much iron and steam I've put on it, it's just not right at all, and it's right in the middle centre of the dress. I'm a little bit disappointed with how that turned out, and I'm not going to, I wouldn't be able to wear this without constantly being conscious of that. So what I've decided to do is to either cut up this material and make something else, or to unpick all of this and redo it. I've not decided which one I'm going to do yet, but that's the plan. And the other thing that this pattern has that's a really nice feature, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, hopefully you can, is this little pocket shield it's got, and it is supposed to sit flush with the side seam here, and it doesn't on this version. When I was sewing it up, I couldn't get everything to line up, and I was a little bit worried about it. Now I actually realised that at the top of the pocket I'd cut the size E, but then below, from the pocket and below, I'd cut a size F at the front. So when I was trying to line everything up, I was thinking I just couldn't understand why it wasn't lining up. Anyway, before I cut out my next version of this dress, I realised what I'd done and was able to correct it. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm really glad I did a practice run. And then I looked a little bit more closely at how the pocket was supposed to be finished, and I realised that it was all supposed to sit flush with the side seam. So I was able to do that on my next version, which is my finished garment. So I'm really happy with it. So let me put that on now and show you. So here's my finished version, and it's made in this ikat fabric that I got from Itokri, which is an online shop in India, and I got it at the end of last year. This is a really nice fabric. I really enjoy working with this type of fabric. It's 100% cotton, and it's really nice and soft, and it softens over time. It's quite loosely woven, so you do have to be careful of fraying with it, and the pattern is created with yarn by yarn dyeing, so it's not printed on the fabric, it's actually yarn dyed, and it makes really unusual and irregular kind of pattern. It's not always 100% symmetrical, and you have to kind of embrace that, but I have been really careful when cutting out to try and make sure that it does look like there is some symmetry at the centre front and at the centre back. So I'll just show you a close-up of this placket, and as you can see, that looks much neater. There's no puckering at either side, and it sits in really nicely, and there's the pleat there that comes down to here, and you've got a pleat on either side, and as I said, I tried to get the pattern quite symmetrical there, and I cut the placket on the cross grain so I didn't have to worry about pattern matching or anything, and I did the same on the back yoke. Now the only thing is these little pockets here at the side, I did actually get them sitting flush with the side seams. The only thing that I didn't do perhaps as well as I could have was get them looking quite straight. Now this is a type of dress that I am going to wear as a layering piece over a top and jeans. It's not something that I would generally wear on its own, but that would just be because of my preferences. Maybe if I was going to a really hot country or something, it would be good as something to wear like on the beach, especially in this very breathable fabric. So I've never done that type of pocket before. That was all new skills that I've learned, and I've never done this kind of placket before, and I'm really happy that with the final outcome of it. And yeah, it's got these little cap sleeves. It also comes, there is a sleeve expansion, and I'll show you the picture of Emily's version with sleeves. I think that looks really beautiful. So I know many of you won't have this pattern, but I hope you found me sharing my experience making it useful, and I would definitely, if I were you, look out for the pattern when it is released later on in this year. I think I am going to be busy over the next few weeks because I've got 2 weddings coming up, we've got family over from America, and I am busy also with racing. I'm doing 4 races in 4 days, including a half marathon, so that's going to be interesting. And we're also going over to Ireland for the wedding, so I've got a lot on and maybe not much time for sewing. But in my next episode of Friday Sews, I'm going to be talking about peppermint wide leg pants, which actually is also an in the folds pattern. I did mention like I had some inspiration from going into Marks and Spencer's and trying on some wide leg jeans, and I really liked the shape on me, so I've tried to kind of recreate that kind of silhouette, really, not the actual jeans that I tried on, because I've made them in some black cotton, but I have nearly finished them now, so I am going to be sharing that next week, and then the week after that I'm probably going to do a vlog where I kind of share what I'm up to on the day and what I'm wearing, and say any thoughts about my outfits. So that's what I'm probably got planned for the coming weeks. I hope that's of interest to you, and if it is, I look forward to catching up with you again then. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.